The library's newest cultural programming initiative focuses on the country of Brazil. In April and May, Celebrate Brazil will be a series of programs focusing on the culture, languages, and people of that country. Jessica Moore is the library's immigrant outreach specialist who's been involved in coordinating this series. Jessica, what is the impetus behind Celebrate Brazil?
Well, every year the library is kind of trying to evaluate what cultures and countries we should focus our next initiatives on. We have a very close partnership with the Mayor's Office and the International Sister Cities programs. Campinas, Brazil is one of our 8 sister cities. And so for this year we were thinking, which country do we start to develop and build our relationship with next? And Campinas made sense. We have a Brazilian population that's here in Indianapolis, and the World Cup is going to be hosted in Brazil this year as well. So we thought that kind of made sense to create an opportunity for the community to become engaged with some additional activities. And
this has become somewhat of a pattern for the library in terms of partnering with other sister cities and developing relationships with libraries in Cologne, Germany, and Hangzhou, China. And these have been successful, wouldn't you say?
They've been very successful, actually. Through public programs at our different branch locations, and there's always a kickoff here at Central Library with an exhibit that features kind of items that are donated by the various committees. And so we've had a lot of success through our programs in the past, and we expect that this one will have a pretty good turnout as well.
And this is again called Celebrate Brazil. It kicks off with a big reception opening public event April 9th. Tell us about that.
Wednesday, April the 9th here at Central Library, starting at 6 p.m. there will be a reception where we will be featuring traditional Brazilian food, and the public is invited to come to that as well. It's also an opportunity to see the exhibit that's going to be here through May the 23rd. An additional piece to the exhibit component, some here in art students actually worked with a local artist, and they're going to have an exhibit up in the learning curve. And so that'll also be an opportunity to see some of the student work. And then we'll have some local Brazilian artists who are going to perform, including North Star Capoeira and Gola out of Bloomington, who's going to be coming and performing right here in the atrium of Central Library.
Wonderful.
We're going to have a lot of pianists, and then we're also going to have some traditional Brazilian dance, and then invite the public to participate in that as well.
That is some gala event for the public, and it's free and open to the public.
It's completely free and open to the public.
That will kick off the entire series of programs that you've been working hard on planning for the branches throughout the library system. Give us a taste of the kinds of things that families and people of all ages can enjoy.
Absolutely. So every year we partner with the Indianapolis Arts Center. So this year they have actually created several different programs for children and families that are kind of arts and crafts programs. So there's a historical component in the beginning where the artists will talk about the piece and where it comes from and the culture behind it, and then the participants, the kids and their families, will have an opportunity to create something. And then there'll be some bilingual Portuguese-English story times. For adults, there's going to be actually a couple workshops or programs that I think will be really interesting. One is called Earth and Art with local artist Carol Tharp-Perrin, who was commissioned to create some artwork in Brazil. So she's going to do a talk. There's one on hip hop in Brazil and the social and cultural influences behind that.
Well, that's interesting.
It's really interesting, and that's going to be hosted by Kyle Long of Cultural Cannibals, who's been really great in supporting us in this initiative. And then on April the 14th here at Central, there's going to be a panel with a film from Heartland Film Festival. It's going to be showed talking about street art and the significance for our local community.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Now, your involvement as immigrant outreach specialist, this is kind of in your wheelhouse in terms of programming. Obviously, you enjoyed putting together this kind of programming for the public, don't you?
I do. I enjoy it very much. It really is a great opportunity to kind of engage the community with what's going on already.
Yeah.
It creates an opportunity for folks who maybe won't get to visit Brazil or things like that to have an opportunity to come and to become engaged, to participate, and to be active. And we have people who are from Brazil who live right here in our city. So it's also an opportunity for the community to become a lot more engaged with our locals.
Well, that's what I was curious about, what kind of population, Brazilian population we have here in Indianapolis, and also the fact that it's not Spanish, it's Portuguese, correct?
It is Portuguese, common misunderstanding. Because Brazil is in South America, most people think that they speak Spanish, but they don't. they actually speak Portuguese in Brazil. So, and it's also the largest country, or the longest country in South America. And so that's also kind of a little tidbit that people are not traditionally accustomed to. And we do have a significant Portuguese speaking community here in Indianapolis, many of whom are actually participating with us and becoming engaged with some of our local programming.
Very good. Well, see, you've given us a little taste of Brazilian culture already. To whet the appetite for you, the public, to enjoy this series called Celebrate Brazil, kicking off with the opening reception that Jessica told us about on April 9th here at Central Library, and then the full array of programming at all the branches in April and May. So check it out on the website, check with your local branch, or check www.ndpl.org for a program schedule. And Jessica, great job. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me, John.